After the pledge, Brother Randy's going to give us a prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please join me in prayer. Our most gracious Heavenly Father, as we come to you today, we thank you for this world in which we live and for the many blessings you give us that we don't deserve. We pray, dear God, that you continue to watch over the citizens of this community. We pray, dear God, that you'll especially be with those who have lost loved ones and those who are suffering. We pray also that you'll be with each of us tonight as we represent the constituents and other residents of this town. We just pray, dear God, that you will continue to guide us, that our decisions and our actions will be reflective of you. All these things we ask you for and thank you for in Christ's holy name. Amen.
Amen. I'll have a seat. Terrible. His first on the agenda be the minutes from July the 15th to 24 meeting.
I'll second.
A motion and a second. Is there any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. All right, next is our bills paid in July of 2024. Anybody got any questions on the bill?
I will make a motion that we approve the bills that have been paid.
I got a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Is there any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Next be the fire department report.
Had 5 county calls, 2 in the city for the month of July. First responders were 7 in the county, 2 in the city. We've had one young man put in an application to be on the fire department. He got a stack of credentials this tall. He would be a very good asset. And we've got some that are getting older and can't do near what they ought to. Not that we're asking them to, but you don't have, there's not anybody jumping to be on the fire department.
Yeah. You don't need our permission to be on the fire department, do you?
I don't want to bring it before the board before I bring anybody else on.
I think we can use as many as we can get as long as they're
Absolutely.
show up on calls and be helpful.
I am also fixing to start putting it out there for first responders because we've got 3 active in the city of Middleton. And most times all 3 of them's on duty at the ambulance department, you've got nobody in town. And there's been a lot going on here lately that we really needed a first responder. So I'm fixing to see if I can't add some more to that list, which is gonna make our budget go up a little bit as far as money wise.
Well, have you seen the helipad?
I have, I was fixing to mention that. If anybody has not been out on Paul's Road and looked at the helipad, take a look, it's there. Jimmy's gonna get our lights and our socket and all ordered, we'll get it all up and running. Victor Peterson has agreed to go out there and paint a big old white H right in the middle of it. He's gonna do that at no charge. That is something that's been in the making for the last 2 years. We desperately need it. And I'm glad to see it there.
It made me very happy to hear about that. I didn't have to call you.
Nope. We do need to get the city to keep the grass mowed real tight.
Or
20 foot all the way around that sucker, if at all possible. Me and Brandon was talking about it today. If we can use the backhoe, take some of that excess dirt that's up there, and we'll build up around it, buy a pallet of solid, put it around it so the edges don't look so bad, and it's not a trip hazard. Buy a pallet of solid for about $156, and I can probably get a little cheaper than that. You got anything?
You pretty much covered it. Only upcoming September 19th and 26th, we'll be doing hose tests at the elementary school. We shouldn't really consume any water on that, but we will have the hydrant on. So I don't know if that'll stir anybody up on that road or not, but we'll be doing that those 2 dates. Fire department's going to be doing its annual Help a Family in Need for Christmas fundraiser. November 2nd. That's our date. I guess we got it in stone, right? That
Yeah.
we'll be doing that day. That's a pretty much an annual thing for the last, 4 years now?
Yep. We was gonna put it off this year because it done got so late in the year, but we put it out as an annual thing, and we have helped some families the last 4 years. And we decided we're gonna keep doing it. We appreciate all the help and support we can get out of all of y'all.
Yeah.
Cause it goes to a very good cause. We don't keep none of the money. What we raise up goes to needy family. At Christmas time, whether it be groceries, clothes, it don't make no difference.
Last year we helped 2 families.
2 families.
We did so well on it, so, yeah, on the landing pad, the whole fire department, would like to let everybody know they're grateful and appreciative of, the landing pad. So, very happy to see it here, so. Still got a little bit of work to go, like I told Jimmy today, he gets stuff ordered and we'll get out there and finish getting it put together.
All right.
Very proud of it, thank y'all.
Anybody got any questions for the fire department? All right, thank y'all. Moving right along, we got the police report.
The Middleton monthly activity report, complaints, 295, adult arrests, 9, juvenile arrests, 8, no drug arrests, 24 traffic citations issued, 41 traffic warnings, 10 motorist assists, 5 vehicle lockout assists, and 16 other public assist incidents, 2 crash reports, 6 alarm calls, and 30 county assists. Currently, all 3 of our issued vehicles are in good working order. And the year-to-date citation revenue is $3,532. 0 drug fund revenue, and county fines total $157.70.
All right.
Also, on an unrelated matter, there's a sheet of paper in your package. It's fairly self-explanatory. It's just a proposal. You can read it. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask.
Ed, I want to ask you a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Are we, I know it's self-explanatory, but I just need to ask you, are we talking about going salary, or are we talking about raising?
No, the term salary is used loosely in there.
Okay.
In other words, it's basically showing that if we were to go from a 50-hour work week to a 40-hour work week, naturally the hourly rate of each employee would go up,
Right.
but the actual costs to the city would stay exactly the same. But it would allow us the flexibility to hire additional employees, and we could still come under the current number of total hours that we work now. So on there it says that with 3 full-time employees and 1 part-time, we're currently working approximately 167 hours a week. And that would move down to 40 plus 40 plus 40 plus 17 is 137, which would free us up room to hire 1 additional part-timer, if not 2 additional part-timers.
The only thing with that is right now is the umbrella of 4 employees. Anything we get over that, we have to play overtime.
Well, and so what I'm trying to explain
Yeah,
there.
breaking it down to where
Well, no.
nobody has to work overtime.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Now there's obviously in the police world and in the fire world too, you know, you might get a call 1 minute, but you know, like I got a call on Saturday night, there was a shooting in Pocahontas. I ended up arresting the guy. I never even made the scene of the shooting. I didn't get off until 4 hours late. But that doesn't happen but once in a blue moon. Currently now we work quite a bit of additional overtime for, you know, mobile food drives and things like that. But with more employees, we would always have enough people here that they would just be on regular straight time. So that's just something for y'all's consideration.
Now, I know we've got 3 full-time, right, and 1 part-time.
Correct.
Would 2 part-times be the same thing as a full-time to make it 4? Okay, so another part-time?
So if we add 1 more now, it takes us over the 4.
Yeah.
So we don't continue to receive the benefits of FLSA where we don't have to pay overtime. Anybody that we hire at this point takes that benefit away from us.
Okay, I just need to know.
Anybody got any other questions for Officer Avery? If not, thank you. And, next is the utility report.
For the month of July, we installed 1 meter, 3 days of flushing hydrants. The meter out at Yop's consignment was fixed in asphalt. I think the lid on it or something was messed up. Bluebird well's been down due to electrical problems. We finally got the electrical working, but now it wouldn't pump, so we're gonna get the motor rebuilt, and there wasn't anything wrong with it. So Thursday, Wilson Well and then Cody Powell, electrician, they're coming back to look at it together, because they don't wanna pull the well and it be something electrical. They need 2 eyes, 4 eyes on it. So anyway, so we've been running off this well for a month and a half, so keep your fingers crossed it doesn't go out or what. We'll be going to the pond, take showers.
Yeah.
Let's see, First Baptist had repairs on the lift station, and the lagoon, it had issues on it too. Scotty and Sam did the annual pre-treatment inspection at TKE on 7/11. 3 gas customer complaints. One of those was at Enzo's down here on Main Street. Moved something in, didn't call a locate in, hit the gas line.
Is that a complaint to us?
Well, I mean, we have to write that down as a complaint. I mean, we have to put it on file. That's one of them. The others were just smell of gas. But yeah, he'll be responsible for paying for that. Scotty took 3 days doing his recertification for gas. We had 811 locates. And then Sam and Scotty took the school zone sign back up. And then Cody Howard wired it for us. I guess that's it.
What it was?
17.7%.
Any questions on the utility report? If not, thank you, Terry. Next is number 7 is the planning commission recommendation to subdivide map 172 parcel 55 of the Union Dartmouth property. What this is basically taking the house I live in off of the greater parcel that it's on. There was some setback issues with a block building that I'm going to have to tear down, that I've got a month to tear down. So planning commission passed it with that stipulation that I tear down the block building that's not within 25 feet of the property lines. So that's kind of the rundown on it. You can see here the plat, the total plat, and what's being cut off of it. I think Jimmy's got the actual map there, if y'all want to see a little closer.
Motion to approve that.
For both of the planning commission's recommendation.
I move to accept the planning commission recommendation for this Hardin County parcel 172.
Is there any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Next is the health insurance bid. We're open August 9th. Only agent sent a bid was from the loan company, our current agent.
Wasn't he checking on something for us?
Well, Aetna,
Yes.
if everyone would have answered the phone and give all the information, we would have gotten quotes for that. Did that work out?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I didn't figure everybody would be able to give all that.
That's a pretty tight time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of information, so we would need to I guess decide whether we're going with the BCBN, Blue Cross Blue Shields of Tennessee, or the UHC. You see the renewal cost for the Blue Cross Blue Shields, which is what we currently have.
Correct.
And,
Did the employees act like they wanted to change anything?
Hadn't heard any.
Well, you're an employee, did you want to change anything? Okay.
all right, so I'll look for a motion to, I guess to go first, go with, Malone Company as our current agent, and then we'll be, which plan we're gonna stick with.
I'll make a motion that we stick with the Malone.
Okay, just a renewal.
Okay.
All right, so I got a motion to stay with Malone Company and renew the current policy.
Yes, sir. If the employees are happy, that's what.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Next, number 9, our, Hannah Clifton, our office worker, she has been an incredible asset. She's caught on really quick. And I would like to make her position a full-time position, if it's okay with y'all. As far as pay and benefits and stuff, you can stay the same, the pay can stay the same, and whatever other included benefits. Like I said, she's really learning. She'd like to take all the tests that we let her take. She took on the city Facebook. She's doing pretty well as far as on the books and stuff. Is that right there? I mean,
Are y'all happy with what she's doing?
She wants to go 40 hours a week.
yeah, I talked to her first before I even was mentioning it to y'all. She loved going full time.
I'm fine with it.
I move we hire Hannah Clifton at her current rate.
For full-time position.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. Is there any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. When is it,
You want to start it at a pay period, or start it at pay period tomorrow, it doesn't matter to me,
yeah, it'd be easier for, I guess, what's first of the month to get the benefits and stuff all lined up, or how much time you need,
I'll just, go immediate.
Yeah.
Okay, starting tomorrow. Here we go.
Sounds good to me.
Next is, set time of the year again. I had Jimmy work up a couple different figures for me, 3% raise across the board, and then, a 5% bonus, I believe.
Well, I didn't show the bonus or anything.
Yeah, bonus ain't on this one. What are y'all's thoughts?
Okay, if we talk about this tonight, or does that mean we're ever gonna look at that thing that Ed brought us, or is that something?
Well, I mean, you gotta remember, we also y'all gave the library raises.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying not to you.
No, I know, I'm just saying, just keep that in mind. I mean,
Yeah.
it can be done at any time, the budget just has to
Yeah,
reflect
budget
it.
has to reflect it, yes.
Okay, I'm confused. It's got the library or library stuff on there. It says base amount does not include library stuff.
Since they just got their raises and all.
Okay, so okay. But I'm confused because it's got,
With a yearly, well,
see, it's got a raise for them too, that says doesn't include it, so I'm confused as to whether it does or it doesn't.
just the base amount, the
It
total.
does not.
Okay. So they shouldn't be on there.
Okay, so just X out the library, right?
If you see over to the right of the library, all the employees, see all those zeros.
Okay,
Yeah, so all these numbers don't reflect that
okay.
cost.
Okay.
That includes fire for it.
Y'all in the same category we are.
Yeah.
No raise.
Yeah, exactly.
I move we give them a raise.
Well, we gotta go individually. We can't do it across. I'll just,
I
you know, what are y'all thoughts?
individually?
Yep, you gotta do it individually.
Oh, me. Well, not Ed, I'll take another.
What was the, you said 5% bonus?
I think it's
Yeah,
three.
that
What was that
What
at?
is
Oh, that Jimmy didn't figure.
We usually do that and put it in their,
Christmas.
the,
Yeah.
no, the
Health savings account.
health savings account.
Yeah.
So
We also,
usually do that
we also,
separate
is
from
their,
when we
their
do
longevity pay ain't figured in there too, either, is it?
That's totally
No.
different.
Yeah, that's
this. That's like a
right.
little bonus thing.
Right, that, we do that at Christmas time, right?
Right.
Yeah, sometime around in
Well,
there.
I will make a motion that we give Ed Avery a 3% pay raise with a 5% annual bonus extended as well.
We're gonna do the bonuses now and.
Well, I just understood we had need to.
Well, I mean, you can do it individually and then with it, are you gonna put money in their HRA or health savings account?
Okay, so we're just looking at raises then, 'cause I thought the word bonus came up.
Well, it was kinda, I had it figured either or, either a 3% raise or a 5% one-time bonus.
Okay,
But they didn't get all the numbers worked out to do the 5%.
But you were saying either or.
Yeah.
I like to raise the 3%.
I like
Yeah.
that raise.
I like to.
Okay,
You like
then
to
I,
raise it?
I'm in my motion then to give Ed Avery a 3% pay raise effective, Terry, what works out best with you guys on
Retro back to July 1.
the retro to July 1, 2024.
I'll second.
We got a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? Ayes have it. Next will be Arnez Bowden.
I move we give Arnez a raise.
How much?
Was it 3%?
Starting July.
Starting July
Oh.
the 1st.
Can I interject?
Well, I don't know.
Or is it inappropriate?
You can, go ahead. You can put
On
it-
that-
He's asking.
On that document that
Yes.
there's a comparison between what he makes and some other people that I won't name at other places.
Yeah.
And he's severely, comparatively underappreciated.
I think he's saying, we'll give him more. Okay, if we approve this one for 3% now, is there any possibility that he might get another if we work on this other thing?
It's completely up to y'all. I said as long as it's within the budget or without.
We can go back and adjust any that we see,
Yeah.
needing adjusting.
Just like we did the library. It
Yes,
can be
yes.
done at any time.
Yes.
All right, so I have a motion. And do I add a second?
I think I seconded it.
I thought you did.
Okay.
If I
Is there-
didn't, I do.
Is there any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed?
Are we doing anything on the health savings account?
We're gonna do that later.
Okay, okay.
All right, next is Case Clemmer.
I'll make a motion that we give Case Clemmer a 3% raise.
All right, on the motion, do I have a second?
On July 1st.
Retro back to July 1st.
Yes, whatever you said, okay.
Second.
All right, any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? Ayes have it. This next one, Hannah, it's a little different situation. I mean, we just made her full-time. If y'all feel like you need to give her a raise too, I mean, she's been here 4 months, 3 to 4 months. I mean,
Did we say when she was on probation or something, she'd get a raise?
no. I mean, I think she's happy with $17, especially getting a full-time job out of the deal. Well, you gotta add benefits and stuff in too, so she did just get a
Well, that
pretty significant raise with benefits.
She was hired back in March.
March, okay,
that's
I think she'll appreciate getting full-time, don't you think so?
I do.
that and 3% all at the same time, so
Yeah.
that's.
No, we're not saying 3%.
Yeah, we're gonna.
We ain't gonna give her the 3%.
Oh, we're not?
Yeah.
Well, you might want to.
Well, this is, tomorrow's her birthday as a full-time employee.
Okay, so we're gonna overlook, okay. Well, her name was on the list, yeah, that's why I
Oh,
was.
yeah, well, everybody's name's on the list. All employees.
Luke Ferris, have you hired?
He is our part-time police officer.
Oh, I didn't know who he was. Okay.
How long's he been?
A little over a month, closer to 2 maybe.
Oh,
He filled in when Richie was off.
May the second.
About 6 months.
6 months. Woo.
Well, he's been here 6 months.
May the second, he says May the 2nd, I didn't write it.
I'd say, you know, June, July, August, 3 months, a little over 3 months.
Well, just so you'll know, we need him.
Yeah, especially right now, because we don't.
Yes. And I think if I found out everybody else got a raise and I didn't, I wouldn't be here tomorrow.
I agree with you.
I'll move that we give him the.
I'll make the motion that, oh, did you say it? Go ahead, and I'll second it.
Got a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Yes.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Next will be Sam Moore.
I make a motion that we give Sam Moore a 3% raise effective for retroactive July 1.
Got a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Is there any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? Ayes have it. Next is Jimmy Simpson.
I don't know.
His 3% is a lot more than everybody else's. And I mean, you can do it however you want. I mean, you can do it as a bonus, you can do it as, you know.
I think Jimmy works just as hard as anybody else. I think he deserves just like everybody else, so. I make a motion, we give Jimmy Simpson 3% raise retroactive back to July 1.
We got a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second. It's not good.
Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? Ayes have it. Next is Scotty Sykes.
I move we give Scotty a 3% raise retroactive back to July 1st.
We got a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? Ayes have it. Next is Richie Webb.
I make a motion, we give Richie Webb a 3% raise retroactive back to July 1.
Motion, do I have a second? Tiebreaker? We'll let Sharon have it, she don't make any motions. Signify by saying, all signify by saying aye. All opposed? Ayes have it. Next is Terry Young.
I make a motion, we give Terry Out a 3% pay raise effective retroactive July 1.
Motion, do I have a second?
I'll second it for you, Terry.
I think she beat me again.
Is there any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? Ayes have it.
I know we just, I'll say 3 months ago, when did we give the library their raises? Has it been 3 months?
I don't think so.
No, it's not been that long.
That's all we
Because I got
It
trouble.
wasn't last month, we, I was.
The week before, it's 2 months. 2 months.
And I've heard from one of them. Our feelings was hurt, so if we ever do a longevity, can you put?
Alright, so that it'll solve for the raises?
Oh, yeah. I can't take it now.
Alright, next is, resolution 2025-01, it's amending the fiscal 2025 budget. We'll look over those.
That's a lot to look
Yes, not terrible. It's just basically the format that's changing.
Yeah.
It's not changing any funds.
So no
Yes.
contents as such?
No, it's only, it says to include a 3-column format, including prior audited, current, estimated, and budgeted upcoming, estimated revenues by scores, proposed expenditures for each department, division, or board, beginning fund balance, date of first and second reading, signatures attesting to the passage of the ordinance, a cover letter, summary schedule, revenue forecast, and GAAP bias or proprietary funds. So I would look for a motion to adopt resolution number 2025-01.
I will make a motion to adopt resolution number 2025-01 as written.
I will second.
All right, any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Let's see. Next is, all right, Engineered Solutions Midwest was requested to perform repairs on the booster pump. The only other company that could possibly make the repair would have been BAM 2. They were saying they would be 90 days out. Due to the importance of this pump, it was decided to accept Engineered Solutions Midwest for the job. The pump was originally installed to enable fire suppression system to work at the elementary school, and the system still relies on the pump. Engineered Solutions Midwest originally installed said pump. Due to time and safety factors, it was considered an emergency purchase. The purchase order and estimate are to be added to the minutes of this meeting. So that's what,
And they will be here this week.
That's just information.
Well, the board does declare it an emergency.
yeah, we gotta declare it emergency.
I move we declare the, water pump installation for the elementary school
It's a booster pump.
booster
Yeah.
pump an emergency.
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it, and that charge is $9,979, just so y'all are aware.
No, that is just a resolution,
Gotcha.
it's one reading.
Let's see. Next is resolution 2025-02 regarding the, Middleton Community Library. Let's see. It's an application, the State Library and authorized for funds associated with addition to the building located at 110 Bolton Avenue. I hereby designated appointed as financial officer under the terms and pursuant to Tennessee Code annotated. It's a little bit different than the last grant I applied for when they tried to get me a little over $1 million. This one, it does not require all of the draw, so not necessarily engineer drawings, but the architect and all the red tape we had to go through on the last one. They run the bill up from, what we thought would be 100,000 to up over $1 million. So this is a little bit smaller. It's a $200,000 grant. Basically, you see the layout on the last page of what it would be pertaining to. Basically the same size as the previous expansion, except without plumbing. Just be storage and office space. Still have an emergency exit out the back, and it would join the library just like the newest edition currently does. So if y'all are okay with me doing this, I would need a motion.
So we're applying for the grant,
Yes.
and then after it comes in, we decide what to do.
Yep.
I'll make a motion, we give you full permission to apply for the grant for the expansion of Middleton Community
Well, it
Library.
had to be approved in this resolution. That's what this resolution is currently.
Resolution, you have to apply for the grant.
All right, so I got a motion to approve resolution 2025-02. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. All right. Barbara Milka is attempting to start up an Alcoholics Anonymous group that would meet here in Middleton. She is thinking once a week meetings, possibly going twice a week. She's asking about the community center availability. or any other ideas as far as where they can meet?
Well, I talked to her about this, and I did suggest churches,
Yeah.
and evidently today, there's a lot of, people that don't wanna meet in churches,
Yeah.
so.
It used to be down by the elementary school, wasn't it, that church at the end of the road?
They usually, yeah.
I just happened to look up Jackson and they meet in the church.
Yeah, what's his
Yeah.
name? Was it Rudy something? Rudy
Well-
Molinaro that was over
Well,
there?
Rudy did for a while, and then Neil, he lived across from, what's Neil's last name? He lived across from the Rixies. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? Y'all know what I'm talking about? Anyway, he had it here for a long, long time.
Yeah.
But I thought they met up there where, at Shelley's, where that house, he's redone that house. That's where they were meeting. So, but anyway, I've explained to her that they can afford it probably.
Yeah.
Because if I'm understanding correctly, the Alcoholics Anonymous have to be self-sustaining wherever they meet. I don't understand all of it, but that's just what I understand. And we couldn't offer anything less than the industrial rate, and that's $50.
Yeah, and you're looking at, even once a week, that's $200
That's
a month.
Yeah,
That's some dues for an Alcoholics Anonymous.
right. Now, I suggest you should call Larry, Reed, check out that building, you know, when that had the cafe.
Yep.
I haven't heard from her about that. I don't know of anywhere else. I even think it's a great idea. I
Yeah.
think anything to have, you know,
They don't want to meet in a church.
well, I talked to Blaine today about some stuff about it too, you know,
That's
Blaine
okay.
Dices, and, he said that that's the going thing now, that most of the places, they don't want any spiritual whatever involved.
I had mentioned to her about Bonnie's building
Oh, I hadn't thought about that.
where the wrestling takes place.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't think about that, okay. But anyway, I explained to her that it would not come free, no matter how much we wanted to help her.
Yeah.
She asked me if I knew anybody let them rent it for $1, and I said, we're not gonna let it for $1.
No. That's one that keep lights on.
And then I get to come see you if you could get it.
And no action.
Alright, so, I guess we'll move right along to number 15. Is James Maxwell, account number 2-0652, would like a sewer adjustment for 12,704 gallons in the amount of $63.01. This is related to Fillion's Pool.
Move we adjust his sewer 6301.
Have a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Is there any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. I had a question, I don't know if it's feasible. I know I've had several people call me about, filling pools, watering their garden. And I know we have a meter to meter bulk water sales. But I haven't really looked into if there was a possibility to meter, like one that goes on a water hose for them to fill their pools. They come up here and check it out at City Hall, here at home, and use it to water their garden, fill their pool, whatever. And we'd have to make guidelines saying that this is the only way you're gonna get an adjustment and meter the gallons and then return it, and you won't pay sewer on said metered water. But I haven't looked up the cost, and, if this is possible.
I did look up some stuff, because I was contacted probably like you were.
Yeah.
And what I found, it was quite expensive, but it was expensive on their part, not on our part. The people I talked to was like in Spring Hill, Tennessee, places like that. And they buy the meter.
Yeah.
And
They
they,
being individuals, or they
the
being the city?
individual, not the city didn't do anything. But our citizens are not Spring Hill, do you understand what I mean? So, is there something, is there a meter that you people know about they could use? Because
What
somebody
kind of
wanted to
expense are
water
you
their
talking about,
garden.
Stan? You said.
It was like $500-600 for them to buy a meter, but it would be hooked. I didn't understand that, it hooks up to y'all, however y'all set them up.
Yeah, so it'd be an additional meter that didn't have a sewer.
There you go.
Yeah,
Yes,
so that'd
uh-huh.
be, the tap fee plus whatever,
But they
meter
used it
cost.
for watering gardens and lawns
Yeah.
too.
That's something they set up, he's talking about something portable.
Yeah.
I think I like your idea much.
It'd be
better.
something
I
just
didn't
like
know
what
about
goes on the, the fire hydrant, you know, that we sell bulk water to the railroad and a
I
few
like
others.
that idea better.
That we get a reading on it in the beginning, but it would be an initial expense. Who would pay that expense? Would it be, you know, you rent this meter, or you'd be deposit for it, or what, to make sure it got returned? I mean, they'd have to sign it out or check it out, we know who had it, and we could write down the reading on it, and then when they bring it back, we could, you know, adjust the water or
We're
adjust it.
talking about having several of them, everybody's gonna do water at the same time,
Yeah,
their garden,
yeah. But how many people in the city's got a garden? I mean,
there's several.
is it?
Well, on my street, there's.
But we don't see a lot of people asking us to make adjustments on gardens.
Well, we don't.
We didn't.
Nobody's ever
They're
asked us
complaining, but they're complaining.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
don't.
they
That's
go
why it's
on.
coming up.
We don't have a policy
To adjust.
to adjust for water garden.
Okay.
Granted, there's no way to know how much water is running out on the ground versus going into the sewer.
Right.
That's where the meter, that would have to be a meter to come into play there somewhere. And I was just getting y'all's thoughts on it. Whether it's something worth pursuing, I mean, it's too late this year. I mean, it's.
We can get several of them, plastic totes and fill it up.
But I mean, it would have to be one that couldn't be reset by the customer. I mean, because if it was, they just reset it and run that many more gallons. But
Yeah.
but that would be the only way that they wouldn't have to pay the full price. I mean, we basically wouldn't have to adjust anybody's stuff other than the leak. It'd be like the catastrophic leak policy. If, like I said, if it's even worth entertaining, I'll try to do some research for the next meeting to see if there is such a thing and what that would cost and how feasible it is to do it.
Terry, on your end, would it be easier for you to calculate the bill adjustments or to check out one or more of the meter? What would you think from your end?
Probably calculate them like I do the other stuff, any kind of adjustments. Cause you go back 3 months of their usage. If they can only do it once a year, like filling a swimming pool,
Right.
they can only get one adjustment a year.
Right. So from your side, you don't see any benefits to buying one or more of the,
I mean, I don't know,
If we're only doing it for the pool, and that's on the policy we've got, that's the only way, that's the only thing we can actually write
but
down.
I mean, y'all can decide with anything, even though the water garden's not on there. It's up to y'all's discrepancy, if you wanted to do it for somebody, I mean, that's, you know, even though it's not on
Well,
policy,
mine's
that's
gonna
what
be,
the
because
policy's
I
wrote
water
up.
mine and bought what.
Yeah. Well, it was just like I said, just food for thought. Next,
That's something we can get to that.
all right, next is a public comment period for matters germane to items on the agenda.
What does the main thing, be what we already talked about?
Anything that's not on the agenda, that somebody, that public comments for anything that's not on the agenda, I think Jackie will.
Yeah, it's just, I'll try not to take up much of y'all's time, and thank you for letting me do this, but as a taxpayer, I just got a few concerns myself about some things that I've noticed out there and concerns people come to me about. And stating, and y'all have started doing, the city, if you get out and ride the city, see how it looks. You've gone back to mowing the grass, getting somebody to do that and things, and it's starting to look better. And the community center still lacks the shrubs and everything being maintenance and kept up for appearance and looks and everything, because our town, you know, having it look good is a key to people moving in. It's a key to our credit to our schools, everything about the whole city. And our industrial park needs some adjustment out here on the mowing and stuff, and the mound of dirt right there at the entrance on there. I noticed that you, Crane finally did fulfill their deal on the road where you can
No,
asphalt it.
we asphalt this here.
Yeah, but they, you know, they had to, we had stipulations, they had to lay out and get it up to par so that you could asphalt it. And so that's good on that, but, it still needs to be maintenance and kept up as far as growing. I know Jimmy, surveyed it, and it's an industrial park all the way up to the road. And you have a guy with a side bush hog that can run down that strip and cut that 5 and 6 foot tall grass down to where it's not looking so bad. It's good on one side. People that own it on the other side, they keep theirs up. But since we as a city own it up to the county road right there, I think that it needs to have some attention applied to that right there. Is one thing, that might make appearance look a little bit better. Some of the other things, that comes to mind was, and I'll talk to you more about the pumps and stuff there that we talked about earlier. But, I noticed y'all just, I didn't plan on saying anything about these raises or anything that you gave, but, and I might misunderstood, some of these people told me that when they employee had been wrote up between 4 and 7 times. Is there any truth to that before I go any further? It wasn't, the new one wasn't wrote up for anything?
He done wrote up once,
Okay. Well,
for several things, but it was just one time.
well, I'd heard it was 4 to 7 times, and I was wondering why would you reward somebody that had to ride up and stay on all the time? Another concern that I have on there is like our taxes on our stuff, you know, as a council and former, council member and stuff with the city and stuff right there, I always tried to do things that benefited the citizens out here. I noticed that tax rate was adjusted back in 22, where we had fluctuated it from 92 cents up to 97 cents, back to 92 cents when I left, and then the state come in and said, had the option of dropping it down to 81 point something, but y'all elected to keep it at 92. And I was wondering if was there a reasoning behind that, not to drop it for the citizens' benefit out here?
We went with what was recommended.
The recommended state rate. Previously, that 97 was done in error. It was matched at, what was it? There was 2 rates and it kind of got duplicated and shouldn't have, going back previous. The .97, it was in a couple of years, and it should have been, was it the assessed rate instead of the assessed tax? It was 97.
It was 92.
But yeah, it was done in error. The one, this current tax rate was not. It was recommended by the state. Previous to that was done in error.
The 81?
On the 97, I think it was .97.
Yeah, but the state had recommended it after, in that same paragraph right there, the state had recommended the rate was 81 point something, and y'all voted to keep it at the 90 something. Be it the 92 or whatever, I think it was 92 if I read it right.
No. Currently, we kept the tax rate at what the state had recommended. Yeah, we didn't deviate
Well, the
from it.
minutes didn't point that out. So there's an error in the minutes or an error in the way I read it one.
Cause like I said, cause it was done in error. The higher tax rate previous to the 92
Yeah.
was done in error. And we didn't catch it until they done the reassessment on the tax rate. We just kept
Did
it,
it drop down to 80, ever drop down to 81?
not that I'm aware of.
That was in the minutes.
I think that's what it should have been when it was raised to 80, or to 97. It should have been 81. We kept the tax rate and the assessment rate should not have been the same. I believe that's right.
Well, it was at 92, it went to 97, we moved it back to 92.
0.68.
And so the 92 was wrong and it was supposed to have been 81.
I'd have to look it up, Jackie.
Well, I mean, I'm just concerned because, I'd like to see y'all concentrate more on doing things to bring revenue into the city. All this gas stuff was paid for before I left. The pipes, that we put out there, the equipment, and from what I'm seeing, has any gas business been extended in the last 4 years?
U.S. Silicon.
No, we put that line in before I left.
And we're selling them natural gas.
Yeah,
We've gained that business.
Well, we worked on that for 10 years, so, you know, I wanna hold up on that because I'm not giving credit that me and Vernon worked on for over 11 years to get that gas business in here. And it was a pending thing, and the biggest thing that held the US Select up was contract to have with Walnut right there, which, it still didn't go on as planned right there because nobody gave that, well-known 60 or 90 day notice that, you know, we're breaking the lease with you, so we're gonna go to somebody else, so that puts you behind even the 8 ball a little bit more, but got it done, and kudos for that. But it's something that's been worked on for several years before that 6-month time frame come up right there. But also in that time frame when I left right there, we created a job for the city here, and it was a set salary. And when y'all was on the council, we voted on it and everything. I hope my memory hadn't gone wrong, but that salary was set at a certain amount of money, and it was supposed to stay that, and the only raise that's supposed to go with that was supposed to be a cost of living raise, give us a bonus at the end of the year. And then 6 months after I left, y'all started giving raises on that. And y'all's biggest problem with it, when I created that job, let me finish, the biggest problem I had with y'all when I created that job was that Jim was gonna keep his own insurance because it was cheaper than what the city offered. And in the same time on that right there, it was combining 2 jobs into one. But that was y'all's approval, was the salary amount on that. And that he keep his own insurance, and that was based on that. But to come back and find out that you're giving raises, because y'all's wording on that to me was that if we keep doing this and we're doing raises, we're gonna have this going out of proportion where we can't pay it anymore. And I see that going on. If you got your employees, your base employees out here making anywhere from $10,000 to $30,000 or $40,000 a year, and you give everybody a 3% straight across the board, you got somebody making excessively more than that. Somebody's getting a lot more money and perks out of that than the other employees are. So I think that you ought to wager that straight across the board stuff and decide on the amount of money that's there. But that job was set just like the mayor's job and the council's job. The only ones that could change it would be the council and the mayor, or a vote on it. I think for the mayor, it had to be a vote by the general public to update it. But on that salary job, that was a salary job for y'all to come in and start increasing that and everything, it's costing the taxpayers more and more. And the raises and stuff, keep in mind the size of our town, the amount of people that's living in our town. As far as numbers goes, if you want to compare salaries as far as what police chiefs make and others make and everything, consider the amount of population that those municipalities are serving. Are they serving the same amount of people, 700 to 800 that we are? Or are they serving 7,000, 8,000? Or just understand there's what I'm saying there. Base it on the population like they did with the mayor's job and stuff. And the same thing with the salary job right there. What has increased in workload more than when I left to justify those kinds of raises? I'm just asking as a taxpayer now.
Cost of living.
I agree, that was in there, cost of living.
You know, people have to live, Jackie. People have to live, and people have to pay for groceries. And I don't know if you noticed, but groceries have gone up a lot.
I go in the same store
And
as groceries
inflation,
you do. and I
inflation
probably
is killing
got-
folks, and they have to live.
You're sitting there, you make money on the side and stuff right there. I'm retired. It hits me harder than it does.
That's your
you.
choice. You can make money, Jackie.
I don't think we've given
I'm
raises.
not here to argue with you.
I don't think we've given a lot of raises in excess of what the inflation has been over the last few years. But we could go back and look and see.
Well, I'm just saying,
Just
take
talk.
in consideration.
Now, if we're talking about Jimmy's salary, let's say who we're talking about. If we're talking about Jimmy's salary, was it in the minutes he wasn't gonna get raises? Because if it was, we didn't know that, because we.
Me and Linda and Tom Miner worked on creating that job.
Okay, but is it said somewhere he's not supposed to get raises?
Well, I'm sure that Jimmy remembers when he took on the job right there, he remembered, if you got hired somewhere or whatever, you would definitely remember what you were guaranteed to make, and you would also remember your benefits and stuff.
Well, you no longer have insurance with the city, do you?
Do not.
But you did it for 2 years, and you knew for 2 years that you could not
Jay,
change.
don't lie, hey, don't lie, don't lie.
I'm not.
I'm not saying, no,
Let's chill.
that's wrong. You're wrong there.
Well,
That's
if I'm
true.
wrong,
You're
I
wrong.
apologize. Okay?
You're wrong.
I'm man enough to stand up and say I'm wrong. But I also remember a lot of discussions we had.
But I would not
I'm not
cheat the
here to
city.
hurt anybody. I'm not here to hurt anybody. I'm here just asking some questions. I'm asking to compare the municipalities with others and the pay with the others. That's all I'm asking.
It's gotta be apples to apples though also.
I think it does too.
All right, let's have the personal conversations, let's don't do them, okay?
I'm
Okay.
sorry if I
Well, it
offended
did
you,
get
but I-
personal, I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm sorry if I offended you. I was just asking out here, you know, trying to get some justification and understand, just like a lot of other taxpayers are. They'd like to know.
So I was gonna take a job and never get a raise.
It was a set, no, it was set there that you would get cost of living raise every year.
Well, last year I didn't even get one.
Well, I don't know. That's why I'm asking. I'm not
I mean,
accusing.
this was a cost
I'm
of
not
living,
accusing.
just like everybody else.
Well, that's good.
all right, I don't think we're gonna settle this here,
No,
let's go
I'm
to
gonna call
something
it back
else.
order. Are you good, Jack? Are you finished?
Well, yeah, I was gonna ask more, but no, I'm afraid that I've got everybody a little bit disturbed on this, and I apologize for it, but, I'm just
Got me
trying to.
disturbed.
Pardon?
Got me disturbed.
Well, I have something I need to
Maybe I
ask.
misunderstood, and maybe I misunderstood what I tried to create.
Well, that's a conversation for another time.
But anyway, I'm sorry I took up y'all's time, but, I was just concerned about some of the stuff. I was concerned about the people on the yards up here, in our charter. It says that if grass is 12 inches high, we give them an option of cutting it, or we do it ourselves or whatever. And these other municipalities are still making people clean up their yards and stuff, and we've got 2 in town that's the same way it was. I tried to fight it, but
I did, we cleaned it up, and then they made it back a mess, and
can we not repeat action again?
I've gotta wait till the lawsuit clears, the city's under, before I can seek any further action.
Oh, you got a lawsuit?
For cleaning it up.
Based on the charter and everything, or what?
No, I mean, it's against the city, it's not against.
Well, I know.
Yeah, we follow the rules.
Your charter and them tasks ought to be able to just walk right through that.
Well, I know, but they told us we gotta wait till that gets,
Until they do.
until they do, I can't do anything else about it.
Okay. Well, that's good to know.
But we cleaned it up, and like I said,
Yeah, I know you did. I know you had some problems with it and stuff right there, but I didn't know if you were still pursuing it.
yeah, oh yeah, as soon as that water's under the bridge, then I'll do it again.
I hear you.
All right, any other germane items?
I do.
All right,
So the training that we've gotta have, Jimmy checked, and, if we have somebody come do it in person, we have to pay for at least 12 people. So, I've got the, website Jimmy gave to me, and we can all go online and do it, and I guess we'll pay for it ourselves, and then the city will reimburse us, because we gotta have this training, it's state law now. So, I'll just text this to all of y'all that's got the information on it.
what, you wondering what training? It's required to be an alderman or mayor that you have, I believe it's 12 hours of utility training the first year, and you gotta have 12 more by the end of the term. So then that's every 4 years. So,
And, you can get the first part of it
Yeah.
On
free
the-
on
on,
Tennessee.
yeah, the comptroller's website,
Start
they've got about
doing it.
18 hours, credit hours of classes, but then you have to find the final 6.
Yeah, so we gotta all get that
Cost.
done, so we won't be illegal.
Yeah, because Middleton belongs to the TAUD, we
Yeah.
get a discount.
So now,
But anyway, the way we'll have to do it, from talking to Jimmy, I think, is we'll have to pay for it ourselves.
Yeah.
And then get reimbursed by the city.
So is this one certain class? We just
It's
talking-
many
You gotta
classes.
have a bunch of hours.
You gotta, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
them first 18
Like
and the
20
first.
$30
Yeah,
Yeah, they were.
they were bad, rough. But
Hey,
anyway,
Evan, I wanna ask you one
I
other.
will send all this to y'all, I'll send this to y'all.
I wanna bring up one other thing, it's an income revenue thing to come in with the city, is that I'm looking at your urban growth area over there on the wall and everything, and I know we got some lines bored out toward Porter's Creek that's already under it and stuff, and like I said, nothing's been done, but that's pure income, 12 months a year, whether you're using it to heat your home or if it's just off for the summer, it's still income to the city. And I'd like to see y'all get back on that and get the guys to lay in line out there again and getting these meters on, because it's a lot of them that want it, and you might even consider some of that annexation stuff right there, because there's people that, we got the water over here, that those folks down around the trailer park back up that way was wanting to get on the sewer and the water, and we did get them on the gas and everything, but they would really like to jump on that, and since we got water already there, and you've got sewer that
Runs right by.
what, less than 300 or 400 yards from it, right there, it should not be a big costly thing for the city.
No, it wouldn't be that much.
Consider it.
It's just getting ones to do it. I'm just about to have to outsource it to get it done, because you can see we've been fighting pumps and, with everything except the gas. The gas really hadn't given us much trouble, but the water and the sewer, we've been having bits of pumps going down, the lagoon pumps going down, and I've only got the 2 guys. I mean, we've run ads trying to hire people, and I mean, it's just.
Well, there's other municipalities out here, you could probably hire somebody out that's already got the experience and got the license and stuff like that. And yes, you would probably have to pay more than hiring somebody, but in the long run, if you're hiring experience, you're bypassing all the training and all the schooling and all the cost and failing test after test after test, and city footing that bill. But it might be something y'all might take into consideration, is to look at it, because the more you got right there, the more you can get done and the more income you can bring in, and that's what I'm asking, is do some things to help bring income into the city. Just look at those possibilities, because they're out there.
All right. Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Can I
Next.
ask one more thing?
Sure.
Okay, the cross ties that are out there at the Boy Scout hut, that they, around the driveway and stuff in front of the building, I believe Richard Tucker and Dez or some of them put them out there, but I was asked today if somebody could pick them up, and I said, no, I think once we put them there, it belongs to the city. Is that not correct? Okay.
All right, well then, next, everybody got their.
Real fast, Mr.
Oh,
Mayor.
sorry.
Is there anything new on the park? I know it was surveyed 6 weeks, something like that. Anything since then?
It's in the design phase right now. With the survey work they've got.
And if I understood, the work could start in 2 weeks or 3 months or 4 months, but haven't told us, isn't that correct?
All right. Well, everybody got their revenue and expense report? Well, there's nothing else.
I will make a motion that we adjourn the August 19th, 2024 Middleton Alderman meeting.
I got a motion, do I have a second?
Have a second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. All right.
All right.
That website you sent, I looked on
I got a
everything.
message there, is that what